1, 2, 3, resist.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Much stronger. I mean, a huge difference. And I even pressed harder that time, you know. I used more strength. Hi folks, Dr. Dave here. We have a unique case. If you get elbow pain or numbness that shoots down the inside of your elbow, then you could be dealing with a couple issues. We're going to discuss a deformity called the valgus deformity, okay? It's also called cubitus valgus. You can have it in your legs, in the knees. You can have it also in the elbows, okay? And she has it in the arms. If I were to choose, I would want to have it in the arms because when you have it in the legs, it throws off your gait and everything from there up. But in the elbows, it can create shoulder issues as well into the neck. So she has some neck stiffness and some complaints, but a lot of tingling and even pain, right? On the inside of the elbow shooting down to the fingers at times, right? The pinky finger. So if you could stand up, face this way and just show people what it looks like. So first of all, you're supposed to have a curve or an angle of 5 to 15 degrees. That would be normal. So if you look at my elbow here, I'm straightening it out. There is a slight angle, a valgus. That's what we call a valgus angle. This would be a varus angle, right? So we're doing this palms facing up, and you'll see I have a little bit of a curve. Again, 5 to 15 is normal. Women typically have a little bit more of a curve, and hers is slightly over 20. Go ahead, show people, and just face your palms straight forward for me. So you could see how her elbow turns out as well. And much more, you know, about 7 degrees more. I haven't measured my elbow angle, but you can see the difference here, how mine is close to my body. Her arms and elbows are right close to your body. Keep your elbows into your side. Yep. No, not your hands, just your elbows. Yep. And you can see that angle there is slightly above 20 degrees. So she has cubitus valgus. So let's show you what we do for that. Lay on your back. Besides giving exercises, which we're going to show you some exercises that you can do for cubitus valgus, but there are some other things that can be done. Some people do require surgery. If you have numbness or pain shooting down the elbow or up the arm into the neck and your MRI is clear of your neck, then you may need surgery where they move the ulnar nerve. And, you know, obviously you want to avoid that at all costs. So this is what we do for somebody with ulnar neuropathy due to cubitus valgus. Now, which arm is worse for you?
This one.
So first, we're using cold laser therapy. This is the MR5 Active Pro laser by Multi-Radiant. It's a really amazing laser. And we're gonna just go ahead and laser over the ulnar nerve. And what I'm doing is I'm using a frequency that's gonna inhibit the nerve. You can bend your elbow if you want. Does it hurt when you straighten your elbow all the way?
No.
Doesn't, okay. So by doing this, we're going to inhibit the nerve, calm any inflammation down in that ulnar groove, which is where the nerve runs through in the back or inside of the elbow there. And then, as I said, it can cause numbness or tingling because the ulnar nerve runs down and controls the sensation in the pinky and the ring finger next to it and half of your middle finger as well. And we're just gonna laser this for about a minute, and then we can even laser all the way down along the path of the nerve root. But for purposes of this video, we're going to speed it up a little bit because next we're going to be adjusting her elbow. So with cubitus valgus, the elbow is out of alignment. Although it's a deformity and there might be some loose medial collateral ligaments here in her elbow, we're going to work on strengthening the inside of the elbow up so she can correct that as much as possible, okay? Will we bring it back to below 15 degrees? Probably not, but if we could get it to come in a bit and stabilize, she's going to be much better off. She can avoid surgery because her case is not bad. There are much more severe cases, so your case is a mild case of it, okay? And then we're going to go to the front of the joint right here. But with cubitus valgus, the joint is out of alignment, so we need to correct the head of the ulnar and the head of the radial bone. So we did that earlier this week. I'm going to show you folks how we do that. Think about it. Cubitus valgus, the elbow is kind of like an L angle. So the head of the ulnar has moved in medially, and so has the head of the radial bone that's moved in medially. So we need to adjust them from medial to lateral. Now, her elbow also hyperextends, so her ulnar bone moves medial and anterior. This may be just a little too confusing and maybe too much information. So I'm going to be adjusting it from medial to lateral, anterior to posterior. And the radial bone, almost the same, more medial to lateral adjustment on the radial bone. But first, before we do that, we want to muscle test her elbow and just make sure we're doing the proper adjustment. So what you're going to do is you're going to press down your elbow into my thigh. Really important when you're doing this test that the patient presses their elbow down into the thigh. Yep, and I'm going to go ahead and push down in on 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. Any pain when I do that? Okay. And 1, 2, and push down into my thigh, and 1, 2, 3. And that was pain. Was it painful? You could feel, yeah, and it was weak. You notice I was able to close her elbow. The other one, no. So today we don't need to adjust the radial bone. It held since Monday, but we do need to adjust here. Now, go and just relax yourself here. So I'm going medial to lateral and anterior to posterior. It's a sensitive area because of the nerves running through there, okay? And now we're going to test, again, test the ulnar head. And 1, 2, 3, resist.
That's crazy.
Yeah, much stronger. I mean, a huge difference. And I even pressed harder that time, you know. I used more strength. So huge difference. That's why I love adjusting extremities. A lot of chiropractors don't do that. I'm a certified CCEP, adjusting extremities. This is great stuff. We're going to reverse this condition for her because it's mild, so she doesn't have to get surgery. Okay, now we're going to test the other elbow. Push your elbow into my thigh. Really important to do that. By bringing the hand back here, we're checking the radial head. And 1, 2, 3, resist. Oh, so that was easy. I didn't even have to use any strength. You guys obviously can't tell that, but I barely used any strength. And now we're going to check the ulnar head. And 1, 2, 3, resist. Okay. Was that painful on both of them?
In here.
In the elbow, yeah. So it was painful, both were weak. So we need to adjust this elbow too. Obviously, she's got Cubitus Valgus bilaterally. So she's got a genetic Cubitus Valgus. The other way to get Cubitus Valgus is by breaking your arm. So
I did break my left arm when I was a kid.
You did? Where?
Just here.
In the forearm? But not your other arm.
No.
Yeah. So if you have a fracture or a torn medial collateral ligament on the inside of the elbow, that can also cause this condition, okay? So same thing with her here on this side, except we have to adjust the radial head this time, right? On the other side, it held. This one didn't. Did I adjust this elbow last time?
No.
There you go. That's why. I don't know why I didn't adjust this elbow. That's unlike me to do that. Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry. Hang in there. It's a little bit uncomfortable just for a second. Now we're going to distract the elbow out. Okay, here. Now we're going to turn your arm over. Yep. So now what I'm doing is I'm going through the back. I'm going to distract her arm so we get a little space in the elbow joint. Because it's medial, you got to make sure you're getting it at the right angle. And now we're going to check it again. We saw the huge change in her other elbow. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, resist. Much better, but not like that other one. But how was it for you?
It was just a little bit.
You had some pain in there. Okay. So that was that last adjustment we did, the radial bone. That's a much harder adjustment to do. This one, 1, 2, 3, resist. Okay, how was that?
Oof, that one hurt.
Painful?
Here, yeah.
Okay. All right, and let's see this arm here. Okay. And 1, 2, 3, resist. How's that?
Yeah, that one was better.
Much better.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I didn't adjust the radial bone, so hold on a sec here. Okay. And put your elbow into my, and 1, 2, 3, resist. How was that?
Easier.
Okay. To me, it felt stronger, much stronger, but not locked in strong like the other one. So we're going to keep working on that. Baby steps. If you have any questions about Cubitus Valgus, feel free to comment below. Thanks for tuning in.
Lie on your back with your arms and legs straight, holding a weight in the hand of your affected side. Move your arm up towards the ceiling, extending your elbow straight out, and try to lift your shoulder blade off the floor. Return your shoulder blade back down to the starting position in a slow and controlled movement. Repeat the exercise.
Stand up straight facing a wall. Place your hands onto the wall around shoulder height but slightly wider. Your fingers should point directly up to the ceiling. Maintain a straight line from the top of your head to your heels. You should feel your abdominal, buttock and thigh muscles tighten to help control this. Drive the heels of your hands into the wall, flattening your shoulder blades against your back. Your neck should remain long, so ensure you do not hunch your shoulders up. Next, bend your elbows out to the side, pivoting on the balls of your feet as you move your body in one straight line in towards the wall. Keep your abdominal, buttock and thigh muscles strong throughout. Stand facing a wall while holding the ball against the wall with one hand near shoulder height in a comfortable position. Gently activate your shoulder blade stabilizer muscles and maintain your shoulder blade position against your ribs as you make small up and down movements with your arm and the ball on the wall. Increase consecutive repetitions to build endurance. Repeat on both sides.
On your toes and hands with your body in a straight line, press down through your shoulders until your upper back is slightly rounded. Keep your elbows straight and in a controlled manner, let your upper back sag, and then push back up again. Note, keep your trunk controlled, spine and neck in a neutral position throughout the exercise. Stand sideways against a wall. Hold your arm up with the back of the hand towards the wall. Push your armpit against the wall, allowing the upper arm to move behind your head.
Sit up straight in front of a table. Place your forearms on the table, leaning your body forwards. Ensure your back remains straight with your weight through your seat bones. From a neutral position with your head, pull your head backwards so that your chin tucks in. Keeping this position, look down towards your navel until your chin rests on your chest. Hold this position.